So far, so good on this long here, guys. Looking for that pop above 60.30 is what we're looking for. All right. YouTube chat is back up and running, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and reshare that link. And if you guys want to pop over to the YouTube side, and get in chat like you normally do there, then we are up and running. Just a slight little bug on YouTube side this morning. But all should be fixed there. And of course, we're going to keep the Twitter stream running all the time. We have most of our viewer base here on Twitter, so I want to keep it for you guys to have easy access. Yeah, Seed Oil Destroyer. Staying here on Twitter is just as fine. I mean, just whatever, is your preferred place to be on. Morning, Sasha. Morning, Sean. Yeah, see, we are trying to break this 60-30 right here. My little starter size is paying off right now. I just want to get that break of 60-30 here and then be done with that nightmare area that's haunted me for 3 weeks. Yeah, rollover week, Sasha, so it could be, a little bit interesting this week. And I think we have FOMC. The market's closed on Thursday. So, this could be hopefully not a frustrating week. We're going to do it the best we can, but, just be alert. And I'm going to go ahead and put a stop right there under my entry at this point. Because if it comes down again past where I entered and then starts breaking down between this structure here, then I kind of want to be out of it and regroup. So we're in the profit now. I mean, if you guys want to go ahead and take your profit, by all means do so. What I'm doing is I just want to see if we can pop that 60-30. Um, and, if not, then what do I lose? $75. So I'm risking at this point in the trade $75 to make, probably $400 or $500. So I'll take that all day long. And you guys know me. I don't mind averaging up. If we really start breaking 60-30, I might just keep adding more contracts on. But regardless of what happens in this trade, I'm happy with the outcome on it. We had the right entry there on a test of 60-30 going for it. So okay, I lost $75. Big deal. Um, there was room for profit for sure to be had up there at the 60-30 test. I just didn't take it because I was looking for, more out of the move that just never came. Stopped in the profit at 150. Yeah, good job, Chris. Like I said, guys, like every trade we take, you'll be able to get at least some profit out of it. Just, um, you know, be a little bit conservative with what you're looking for. But our open range is defined now. We have the opening range out there. So let's see um, if we're going to play ball and break 60-30 or if it's going to be a headache like we kind of were suspecting. Yeah, and that would have been the 60-30 break I was looking for right there, but I'm okay with you know, having that tight stop. One second, guys. Here, I gotta. Just a couple Monday morning difficulties that I'm working through on the tech side. All right. I will start playing ball here and start filling in some contracts that were above this 60-30. Taking a shot here, thinking that we are going to push through the 60-30s. Now, that's a big shot that I'm taking just because of how difficult 60-30's been. But we're closing above the open range high. So, you know, if I'm going to play my strategy, then even if we are at this nightmare level, then I have to play the strategy to the book. So we closed above open range high. For that reason, I'm going to go for it up here at a higher entry and see if we can get the 40s. Yeah, seed oil destroyer. Don't worry if you sold small before that pop. That's something that we talk about on here all the time. Like, don't worry about missed out profits or getting a mindset that you got to chase and get every single profit out of it. That leads to a lot of snowball trades, and you can wreck yourself if you know don't put that in check. Not saying that that's wrong. I mean, I sold before that pop too, but there'll be plenty of opportunities we can get the other pops. So, my whole everything that I'm doing this morning is resting around 60-30. So, if this 60-30 area, and when I say area, it could be 1 or 2 points above or below it, and that still counts as the 60-30 area. If that area holds, then I'm looking for longs. If not, then I'll flip short really fast and then ride the thing down. Remember, we keep shooting the ball, guys, no matter what. I want to clear out that previous wick that we got right here at 60-34. Let's go. I took one of my contracts off right there, letting one ride now. That way, no matter what, then I'm going to be in the profit here. Let me put a stop loss below that candle. Come on. Let's go, guys. That's what we're looking for. So I'm pulling my stop loss up with me. We're right here at 60-40. Keep pulling that up. Not bad, guys. Not bad. That's why we keep shooting the ball, baby. Exactly like that. Nice. Okay, so, you know, First trade idea, obviously, it would have worked. I just got stopped out slightly early. I lost $75, whatever. Um, and I took the same idea again at a higher average because the idea was still valid. So, we just shot the ball again, worked out in our favor in a big way. So now I'm up 600 in each account. So, what's that? Quick math, around 1800 on the morning so far. Um, Not too bad, guys. 20 minutes in. And, in case we do have new viewers on here with this, which I hope that we do, I hope you guys come and profit with this. Um, sometimes you guys will see I'll take an entry that might look a little bit high to you guys or not on a pullback. And it's because I do use pullbacks, but that's not my like main gospel way of trading that I have to have a pullback. I have to have a pullback. I'm going by momentum. I'm going by what key levels that we're at, and a couple other things more so than just a pullback. So I'm using a lot of market structure and momentum in determining my entries. Not a bad trade right there, though. Not a bad trade. So we got into the 40s like we were wanting to get to. Now, you know, I would like some sort of a little bit of a retracement here that we are in the 40s. Um, I just got done saying I don't always use pullbacks, but there has to be like a very obvious level that we're about to break above. Like, we were holding above 60.30. So it's like, okay, well, I don't really need a pullback if we're holding above 60.30 because that's the level that I'm looking to explode above. Now we already exploded above 60.30. I do need a little bit of a pullback to justify another entry to the long side, if that makes sense to you guys. And if I need to explain that further, then I'm happy to do so. Because, I want you guys to, of course, make money on the trades. If you guys are just copy trading me, that's by all means fine with me. I hope we make money together. But I want you guys to learn too, while we're doing this stuff. Because that's the whole point of it. Just looking at the board now, if I was to, be put on the spot and pressed to what I think we're going to do, if this momentum keeps up, I would imagine a test of 60.50. That's the next psych level. Um, for obvious reasons, it's, you know, 50s and hundreds on ES. They're very important levels. So I would imagine we could get a little test of that, and by test, we could get up to like 60.47 or 60.48 or something and still fail it right there. It doesn't have to touch 50 exactly. So just be aware, like certain key levels, it can come within a couple points of it, and that would still be a test of that level. So, that's the whole reason that I never try to bottom tick anything or top tick something on my exit because I'm just using the key levels as a guide, and I just kind of throw grenades out there a little bit. It doesn't have to like perfectly land on the bullseye to still work for you. So that's what works for me. See if we can pop under these 60/40s and then give me a little bit of a pullback entry. I'll scale in one right there, right under 60/40. And if we could come down some more to like maybe 60/35 or somewhere, I would take another one. But I have one in case the move just wants to keep going. Nice. Bring a stop loss up with me into the profit here. Not too disappointed with that little scalp right there. See if we can get a little bit more out of it. Okay. Not too bad. And I just keep pulling my stop. There we go. So we're cruising this morning, guys. Not bad for a Monday so far. Roughly around 3K on the morning for me total. So we will just keep edging away and get ourselves to a nice Monday to start the week off right. Are you guys doing good this morning? How are your trades going? Are you kind of following along with me or sitting out or how are you guys doing this morning? Let me know. It's definitely looking like we're going to go test that 60-50. I'm just doing little smart scalps on the way up to it. Um, me, like the way that I trade, I can very well think it's going to hit a certain level, but that doesn't mean I'm going to stay in for that exact target. Um, I'll get back in a couple times if I want to. It's just you see money on the table, take it. Okay, looks like we're doing pretty good in chat, guys. No, seed oil, you're not losing your mind. My my trading view is also showing that price. 60.96 now 60.98. My trading view and Volumetrica are showing different prices. I'm executing off of Volumetrica. The charts look the exact same. I don't know what the discrepancy is, um, but yeah, I'm showing a different price on TradingView this morning than Volumetrica. To me, like I said, it doesn't matter what the price is exactly. Um, it's just the same candle, same price action. So Yahoo Finance also has the same price that Volumetrica has. So Yahoo and Volumetrica have the same price. It could be a trading view discrepancy this morning. I'm not sure. But I'm executing off Volumetrica. So that's what I'm going to go with. Yeah, that is true. It is rollover. So let me update my trading view here. Okay, it looks like we're going to get 60.50, guys. So let me look for an entry here. Yeah, Volumetrica is correct, Seed Oil Destroyer. All right, I'm going to start scaling in slowly right here for this 60.50 break, guys. Let me see if I can get a little bit under 60.40 for my next ad. May or may not get it. If I can get, the high 30s, like 38, 39, I'll start adding some more size into this. But if not, I'll keep my one contract on for the break of 60.50 here. Like I said, I just want a quick little pop under that 60.40 so I can get another one on. Almost there. Let's see. I just don't want to add too early and then, we get the pop under 60.40 like I'm hoping for. Yeah, trade trip, I do use stop losses. You will see me put those on, but I'm not done adding into my position. So I don't have a stop loss on yet because I'm sitting here actively hoping that I can get a little bit cheaper of an entry. But yeah, once I got my full position size, whenever that might be, you'll always see me have a stop loss on. So come on, just a little bit lower. Okay, I went ahead and took another one right there. It's trying to hold up above 60.40. I'll likely full position size on this one, maybe 3 to 4 contracts if I can get, a proper pullback to get more size. But I have two on right now, in case 60-40 wants to hold, and then we go break the 60-50. That way, I'm not missing the entire move if it gets away from me and I can't get the cheaper entry I want, but I'm also not taking full size. And if we get the breakdown, then, I give everything back on the day. I'm going to go ahead and put a wider stop than I normally do on these right here, um, kind of above this candle structure before the breakout started happening. Because if it breaks under that, I mean, that's too much of a pullback for me to keep adding into. So as long as this area holds, then I can use it as, a wide base to keep adding into. And as the trade develops, if it starts going in our favor towards 60-50, then obviously I'll pull this stop loss up with me. I'm just, putting a wide stop on here to give myself room to let it develop out and not get stopped too tight. But, if we keep moving in this direction, I'll slowly start pulling this stop up with me, kind of like that. Bring it up a little bit more here, right under these two candles right here. There we go. Let's clear these wicks and give me that 60-50. We won it. Come on, just break 60-50 one time for us. All right, I took one of my contracts off there at 60.48 to lock in a little bit of profit. And now I'll move this one up right at my entry. So now, no matter what, this is a profitable trade for us. If you're doing it the way that I'm doing it, you might already be out of it, or you might just be holding full, or maybe even more size than I am. I don't know. But, I'm just being cautious, putting in some layups this morning to get myself to a nice profit day. All signs are indicating that we're going to pop 60-50. I'm going to add up into this a little bit here because I do believe that we're going to pop 60-50. So I basically just put my other contract back on in anticipation of this breakout. Move my stop loss down slightly to give it room in case it does want to have a slight little pullback before we get 60-50 here. Okay, right here, touching 60-49s. Moment of truth for us here, guys. There's 60-50, taking one off right there, and now I'll start dragging this up. Not a bad morning, guys. Not a bad morning. This nicotine pouch is done. Meredith, I see that you must be green this morning, so you need to go buy yourself a pack of Zen or Alp or whatever you can get your hands on. Makes your profits a lot better, I swear. But remember, guys, I'm not addicted to nicotine. If this is your first stream, I'm not addicted. Everybody knows I could quit anytime. Just to show you guys I'm not addicted, I'm going to have another one just to, really double it up. That way, when I do quit, it's even more impressive. That's how not addicted I am. I'll have the whole can today and then quit for the day and won't start again until tomorrow. If I was addicted, I couldn't do that. Yes, committed, not addicted. That's exactly right. Think an addict could only have one can a day and not touch it? I don't think so. Uh, it's is it like coffee? It's a little bit different than coffee. I think it makes you significantly more calm than coffee does, which I'm counteracting that. I don't want to be calm, so I add caffeine in to take the calmness away. But it gives you focus. It just really gives you almost like a nootropic would the focus, and you can stay calm in things. Just really keep your attention held on stuff. Um, that's there's a lot of studies of the benefits of nicotine. Um, there is evidence to suggest that it can temporarily cause spikes in testosterone for you. So that's kind of a cool little benefit. But other than that, it just keeps me focused here on the mission at hand. Let me keep pulling my stop loss up here. Yeah, at first you might get a little bit dizzy on it. So your first couple times you might get sick, but you got to work through it. And once you can work through the dizziness, it's a lot of fun. Yeah, a lot of people use it for cutting weight. Like a lot of bodybuilders and stuff, when they enter in a cutting phase and they want to curb their appetite, they start taking nicotine, whether it be gum, pouches, or patches. It curbs your appetite, so you can stay on a cut a lot easier. Sounds like pot. Yeah, slightly different than that. I actually don't like marijuana myself. Like, I hate to feel not 100% focused. I would much prefer Adderall over marijuana if somebody made me choose. I just like to be wired and dialed in. So, um, I have the perfect scientific dose for nicotine and caffeine. Have about 300 milligrams of caffeine, do the 3 milligram patches of nicotine, and that is the sweet spot for trading. Um, you know, I'm I'm out of this position now. It worked pretty well for me. I'm at 4,500 on the day. So, you know, some people could say that this is the placebo effect. Whatever it is, I'm going to keep doing it. Yeah, I mean, it's nicotine's a miracle product. I mean, if you're consuming it through sources like tobacco, you do run risk that tobacco has a lot of bad side effects that tobacco can give you, such as cancer being the main one. But if you can get nicotine through other sources, then I think you get the benefits with you know less of the risk. Gary said you might get sick of. Yeah, I mean, last week a buddy of mine, I was already done trading, but he gave me one of the 9 milligram Alps. Oh my God, that had me spinning a little bit. I normally don't do nines. Like I can do sixes from time to time, but uh, 9 got me. So far, a nice, clean morning, guys. Um, we're holding above that 60-50 area. I would like to see either a massive pop above it to give us some range, or we need some sort of a pullback. But we've just been slowly trending up this morning. So we've taken a few shots, captured the move a few times. I'm happy with the morning. See if we can get a better entry here, and we'll do another trade. I don't care if it's to the long side or the short side. I'm going to let the chart tell me what way we're going to go. Yeah, I mean, caffeine on an empty stomach, you know, that happens to a lot of people. It happened to me for a while, but if I was addicted to anything, and I'm not, first and foremost, but if I was addicted, I would say I'm addicted to caffeine. Um, and when I don't have caffeine of the morning, whether which I never eat of the morning, so I always, have nicotine and caffeine on an empty stomach, just because I don't like to eat of the morning. But when I don't have my caffeine, I am a zombie. Like I can tell a noticeable difference. My thought processes aren't running as quickly. I just don't have as much focus. I'm like a zombie. I mean, I can get the job done if I need to, but I notice a significant decline if I don't have caffeine. And I'm not even saying that's a good thing. I wish that it wasn't. I've just had so much caffeine in my life that I think my brain, you know, is ready to work off of caffeine. So I gotta have it. A 20 milligram pouch? Yeah, no thank you. You can keep that. So I only do the 3 milligrams of nicotine. And that's another reason I'm not addicted. If I was addicted, I would need more than 3 milligram. And again, if this is your first stream with me, guys, you see that we're a very base hit type of channel here. I mean, you guys might even still be holding, I don't know, but me personally, I'll take base hit, base hit, base hit all day long, and then at the end of the day, whatever my profits are, I mean, do you think anybody's going to ask me, oh, but how many trades did it take you to get that profit? You did it in 5 trades, loser. No, it doesn't matter. Like, yeah, okay, I don't care how many trades it took me. The profit's the same. What did you make today? Did you hold too long and give all your profit back, but you have diamond hands? I don't care about that. I care about dollars in my pocket. So I'm not saying my strategy is the best. I don't think any one strategy is the best. I'm just telling you guys what works for me, what's kept me in the game for almost a decade now, and that's base hits. And, as you start taking size on those base hits, then a base hit is still a lot of money. Monster has a lot of sugar. It does. That's why I'm doing the Monster Zero. There's zero sugar in this. I don't have really any sugar at all. I keep my sugar content very minimal. Uh, but yeah, espresso is my favorite stock Dawn. Like normally, I have 12 shots of espresso a day. That's throughout the entire day. That's not at one time. I usually do it three shots at a time, and I course myself out throughout the day. I just didn't feel like driving to Starbucks this morning, so I just went with the Monster. Yeah, exactly, bad uncle. Money is why we're doing this. So whatever puts more dollars in your pocket at the end of the day, that's the way that you should be trading. You know, if it makes you nervous to take mini scalps and you don't that's not your personality, then I would tell you just find a solid entry and hold it as long as you can. But, you know, for me, I love taking scalps. That's 100% my trading style. So that's what I do all day long, and I think it's less risky actually, in my opinion, because I mean it's less risky because I'm capturing profit, over and over. Like I'm slowly stacking up profits in my P&L, and if I do take a couple losses, we already have a nice profit stack that it doesn't matter. I'm still in the green, and I reset up for the next shot. Yeah, I've had espresso machines before, and I've had nice ones. It's just for me, it's more of like the routine base. I'm a very routine person, and I truly do love my morning drives of the morning, just driving, taking a nice morning drive, getting my Starbucks. It's just something I truly enjoy. Do I think Starbucks is the best quality coffee? No, I know that it's not. But for me, it's just about the experience I have while I'm doing it. Driving gives me time to get my thoughts together. gives me some time away from the charts. And I'll take coffee breaks throughout the day as well. Not always because I need the caffeine, but it's like I want that drive just to give myself, 15, 20 minutes away from the chart, reset after the morning, and then come back more focused. Um, and I think as you've been trading for a long time, you start to develop your own little routines and habits that you know help you. And it's not always about the product that you're getting, it could be the reason why you're doing it. Like, do I need a 20-minute reset from the charts? Because of the morning, that's when your mental capital is at a peak. So you wake up like you haven't put any thought or focus into anything. You have a full gas tank of mental capital. As you've been sitting here for a couple hours, like this does take a lot of focus, guys. Don't make any mistakes. As you've just been dialed in focusing, then your mental capital starts going down, down, down. So sometimes you need a little break to boost that capital back up, and then you come back and you're fresh again. Wish I followed you this morning, only up 105. Don't worry, man, you're green. Like if you're any day in the market that you're green and you beat the market, don't count that as a bad thing. Like, most people lose every day, so it doesn't matter how much you're up. If you're green, then that's a win for the day. Um, and don't even wish that you would have followed me per se, because these guys on here know I take plenty of losses on stream. And I don't mind, I'll take a loss back to back to back if I like the setup. So, don't ever worry that you're only up a certain amount or you should have followed this person or that person. Just every day that you're green and you didn't lose money, that's a win. You don't care about my nicotine and caffeine, show me the money. Well, the nicotine and caffeine is what makes the money appear. So we got to have the nicotine and caffeine to get that. It's all connected. See what we can make happen here. Just hovering around this 60-50 area is a no trade zone for me right now because we are pretty extended on the morning. And, I'm not a person that thinks, oh, it's going to drop, it's going to drop. It very well might. It could drop, and if so, we'll trade it if it does. But hovering around 60-50 makes me nervous. So I need some sort of a logical entry to go back in again, especially after having a nice profitable morning. So I think we've done, I don't know, 3 or 4 trades, probably four this morning so far, and we've won three of them. The first one, I mean, we could have won on it, and some of you guys did. You took your profits, I held it, and I lost $75, whatever. And then we came back in a big way, and now we're up $4,500. So I'm very happy with the morning so far, so I'm just waiting for that perfect setup. And, that's somebody mentioned fishing earlier. Trading can be compared to that because most of the time you're not reeling in fish, you're just letting your line sit out there waiting for bites. And that's what we're doing right now. We're just, letting our line sit out in the water, waiting for that right entry, and then we're going to take it. Yeah, I can't get behind the vapes, man. I've never been a proponent of vapes. Like I don't know. I just don't like putting any smoke in my lungs just because, um, I do love like having nice cardio because I've been a boxer and cage fighter for the last 10 years or so. Like I'm not competing right now. Although I would love to compete. Patrick Whelan called everybody out. I did everything I could to make that happen, but again, you can't make a person that's scared to fight. So, but for that reason, I like to keep my cardio really good in case I wake up lucky one morning and somebody accepts. Um, so I can't get behind the vapes. I'll have nicotine pouches in between rounds though. That's no problem. Put it under my mouthpiece. Be dangerous. See if we can get a dip under 60-50 here. But I could get behind some Diet Pepsi, Chris. I love all Diet Pop. Okay. I'm going to take a starter to the short side here, guys, thinking that 60-50 might fail. Let me put two on, put a stop loss up here above the highs. Just want a little bit of weakness. And if we can come down to like 60-45 or something like that, I'll take 5 points off on a little short scalp because we are still overall bullish on the morning. So I'm aware of that. So I'm just looking for a tiny little layup here. Yeah, I know people say diet's the worst for you because it's got aspartame and all the chemicals. I'm very well aware of that, but um, it doesn't mess with my calorie count on the day. It still curbs my appetite, and something's got to take you out in life. And I just love diet pop. I know that it's not the best for me. Very well aware of that. Not saying that it is. Am I going to give it up? No, I'm not. I keep everything else very healthy in life. Um, so, if diet pop is the worst thing, then I'm okay with that. My wife yells at me every single day over it, so it's nothing I haven't heard. What about a diet vape? I mean, I might get behind that if they can promise me that it's not going to wreck my lungs, I might consider it. Diet vape, that's hilarious. Come on, give us some weakness and put in a bear flag here. A little bit more down. Come on. Just looking for another little push of the downside, and I'll start scaling out of this. Pull this down with me some. And you guys will notice, like, oftentimes with my stop loss, I start a little bit wider, which is still not incredibly wide. I mean, I had a 5 point stop on. That's not a wide stop at all. And I'll start pulling it down with me as the trade starts developing a little bit. Just to keep risk nice and tight. And that's what helps me, be able to take a lot of shots. That because I know on the shots that I miss, I'm barely losing anything. So, you know, a missed trade doesn't affect me at all because I keep my wrist nice and tight. Even if I get stopped out a lot of times on a very tight stop, I don't care about that either because I know, okay, well, I protected myself in the trade. That's rule number one, is not to lose a lot of money. We could get hit right here. Let's see. There we go, getting stopped on that one. Still a very profitable morning so far. It was worth the stab for me, thinking that 60.50 would show weakness. It did go a little bit down under our entry. Just 60.50 wanted to hold. So that's all. And on that note, I'm looking for high of day here. Let's see if we get it. 60.50 held, and we're coming back up to test the highs. So I want to see if the highs can get broken and we get a little bit out of this one. 60.60 would be pretty cool. That'd be a nice target. We clear these wicks over here around 60.55. I'll take a contract off and then I'll let the other one ride and I'll just keep trailing a stop loss up with me. Go ahead and put a stop down under these candles here. I'm watching the 5 minute chart off screen. Um, Looks like we could have a potential flag forming on the 5. And if that's the case, then I'm going to leave this stop here, hope that this holds, and then probably add another one into it. Two minutes until the next 5 minute candle. Again, this trade is all centered around that 60-50 area. We couldn't break it a second ago to the downside, so being a 60-50 hold, I'm just taking a trade, assuming that 60-50 held, we can go get high of day. And if not, I'm still going to be in the green on the day no matter what happens on this trade. Put another one on right here, just because I really want that break to the upside. And if it doesn't come, then, I'm going to be caught on my stop. So, doesn't matter to me either way, guys. And if 60-50 area does break, I got it nice and tight right there because I think it will be a decent push to the downside. And I don't want to, keep too wide of a stop loss on and risk, going all the way down to 60-40 with it. I'd rather just get back in it if I need to. All right, let's see what we can make happen here. Really just looking for a clear of 60-55. Um, and I'll start scaling out on the way up to 60-60. Um, and then see how long that I can let one contract stay in and trail up on the way to 60-60. Like I said, I'm still watching that 5 minute time frame over on the other screen, and the flag formation is still setting up. So as long as that stays setting up, you know, I'm keeping my position on. And then right where my stop loss is would invalidate the flag on the 5 minute. Come on, give us a little pop. We're getting dangerously close to this stop loss here, guys. So either we hit it and then I'm still, smaller profits green on the morning, or we're going to hold here and we're going to have a very, very profitable morning. Either way, however this trade plays out, thanks to our other trades on the morning, we're in the profit. So can't be upset about taking shots. We're just hovering around the 60-50 area, which, um, you know, is obviously a very important spot. So let's see if it gives everything back up or if we can hold and make new highs. That's the only two outcomes. All right, getting hit right there. So um, still me in total. I'm up 1,500 on the morning. And the last two trades, I've been in the chop zone here around this 60-50. So until we get, a better direction of um, what way we're going to go, I'll probably just chill right here for the morning and, give myself like, 45-minute to an hour break, get reset, and then I'll come back and look at the levels and try to make some back. But overall, profitable Monday. We're starting out the week green, at least, I am on this account and, well, every account that I have. But hopefully, you guys made some money this morning and you guys are green with me. So I will see you guys on Twitter.